we should be live. Yeah, so the event starts in 12 minutes. Let's see what's the tournament going on. Yes, I saw that the leader lost the game. Mr. Bluebaum, very strong. Rebuffed young kids' attempts. Misha versus Giri was very solid draw, with Giri demonstrating some problems for his younger opponent, but at the end it was a draw. Yeah? This is the only move, and now white cannot make progress because king on e6 is very strong. So Alireza won absolutely crazy game here. His king and queen were the only pieces playing. To be honest, weird, but that's chess, modern chess, very concrete. Then we have this game. Black seems to be okay, but at some point he refused the repetition, probably correctly. But the endgame is still equal. So it's fine. Satorov managed to win with white. This is topical line in the Italian game. And white managed to win this after some adventures though. Okay, Hans Niemann won again. So Hans is slowly getting to the spot. Was a little bit of help from his opponent, who miscalculated, I would say. But still, fair win. And Ronyan is keeping on the drawing streak, but there's still 4 rounds to go. He is +1, so he needs only to win like 2 games and he'll be right back at it. It's nice to see Rapport win a game. Pretty crazy stuff. Dubov seems to be a little bit off in this tournament, but also +1, very solid. So we expect, today was round number 7, there are only 8, 9, 10, only 4 rounds left, so I expect people to start. Hey, Mr. Falcon, I expect people to start now, actually, finally, to play. And Gukish lost again. Oh my god. He lost 3 in a row. That is a disaster. And he lost to another kid, by the way. Oh my god. Poor Gukish. He lost with black now. Okay. So topical line. Very sharp. Probably again playing for a win. White has clear compensation. Knight on f5 is very, very strong. Black puts knight on c4. Okay, very good. Okay, so very solid position, but the big question is how both sides are gonna play. And black is now much better. So how can you possibly lose this? Okay, c5. Incorrect. Now white pawns are very, very strong. And considering the difference in the bishops, this bishop is way stronger, protects also these pawns. Black is actually worse. And white made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, this is a very concrete position where the ancients are the beasts. Yeah. So apparently this is still okay for black. He plays fine. Oh. Okay, but king b7 here. Ooh, that's gonna be really tough. Yeah, I expected this. This may be reasonable actually. But here you need to find the only move, which is Very, very difficult, to be honest. The idea is that white doesn't have time to go after this pawn because c2. But why not? Ah, because rook f7. Okay. And if rook f4, then it's d3. Yeah. So, and the idea is to put the rook behind, actually. Man, this is very hard. Very, very hard. Instead, he gave the bishop, hoping that, but nope. That bishop is super strong. Yeah. And just resigns. Wow. Wow. Third loss in a row, man. Third loss in a row for the world champion. Not the kind of event he would forget very soon, but he is lucky to be a world champion still, and he can still play more events, yeah, and still keep the title, because the only way the world champion loses his title is in the match. I'm actually curious, did Magnus ever win the Grand Swiss? I don't think he ever won the Grand Swiss. That's the only missing title, no? That's actually very curious. He should be. I will not be surprised if Magnus plays in Grand Swiss sometime in the future. Maybe. Maybe. So we'll see. All right, 7 more minutes to go. Any more interesting games in progress? Yes, this was French. Cool game. Salim. Jeffrey is here. Okay, let's look at actually the standings. What are the standings, man? After round 7. So Bluebam and Nihal were sharing first place. Nihal won. He beat Maksud Lu, who seems to lose 2 games in a row now, yeah? No, he lost only to Nihal. Okay, that's his only loss, yeah? And he's playing Giri next, okay. Mishra is actually up there now, wow. Abdusatorov is right there, Giri is there, and actually Hans Niemann is there. Wow. All it takes, just 1 win, and there is a huge jump in the line. Huge. Iranian for now is 35 with +1. +1 is nothing. Remember, guys, I told you how I ended up in this tournament with +1, and I didn't get even into the money. Ivanchuk is 3.5. Artemiev 3.5. Gukish is 3 points. Lost 3 games in a row. He is actually in the negative. He's in -1. He was 3.5 out of 4, leading the tournament, and now he is. The tournament is finished for him. He can only now save his dignity if he managed to score back to +1 or +2. If he scores +2, if he wins 3 more games, he would be a giant. He would be a giant. I mean, this tournament is so hard. Morizi, I think he lost today also, yeah? Yeah, he lost 2 in a row. He had an amazing run. He won 3 in a row +3, and then he lost 2 in a row. Yeah. What can I say? Tough losses. I actually didn't see his game. There he is. Yeah, he got faced with the prep. An unusual line. This is very famous line. And black now plays knight g4, queen d5, which I don't think he knows about it. It's like, it was popular like 10 years ago. But he received a good position, except that his impatience paid off. Yeah, he is attacking, aggressive player. So playing moves like c6 is not in his style. But here, the difference is that the pawn is on f2, not on f3. And now this is weak. So white has an advantage, and 2 extra pawns. Traded off the pieces, and 2 extra pawns are too much. Too much. Yeah, okay. Okay, d5, and he needs to put the rook here, yeah. He doesn't want to play d6. How much time we have? 2 minutes. Guys, we have tournament in less than 2 minutes. Get ready. It's free tournament to join. And the queens are traded and the game is over, yeah. Rook e5. Nice touch. Threat is rook g5, forces black to go into the absolutely lost endgame. Well, Vidit is very strong, obviously. Very strong. What do you mean? Tomorrow you mean? They play tomorrow, right? Because today the games are still in progress. Today the games are still in progress. Okay. Alright guys, you can join my club if you want to play in this event. It's free to join. I don't know if I put the club here. Let me put the club here. Once you join the club, there is this link to the tournament in the tournaments and you can join it. It's free to join, okay? All right. That's the club. All right. Actually, let me pin the club. That's more important because you gotta be in the club to play in this event. Divi versus Gukesh. Oh my god, Gukesh is so unhappy. He is paired, the world champion in men is paired against India's best women player now, yeah? Wow. Imagine what happens if actually she beats him, yeah? My god. It'll be a huge blow to the Indian chess, actually. He is not in a good form now. He is just not in good form. The reason he is not playing so well is because he is a calculating player. And the moment he blundered that first game or something, lost, he starts to doubt himself. And once the doubt creeps in, he lost his major, he lost his best sharpened weapon. Okay, his calculation
10,
skills is what made
9,
him who
8,
he is.
7,
And
6,
if he
5,
is starting to
4,
doubt his best skill in the
3,
game, then
2, 1,
you start to
0.
Play like a few levels below. I forgot to turn off my thing. Okay. Anna Shah. Who is Anna Shah? Okay. I gotta play this. That's for sure. This move. I think I can play this. Right. And now white has a problem with his bishop. It's kind of a famous trap. It's kind of famous opening trap. Yeah, well, okay, he has nothing to prove. Yeah, he can just whatever. I don't care about Magnus actually, but you know, I was just thinking that he was collecting the missing titles, and the Grand Swiss title is missing in his collection. So that's all. Frankly, I don't care. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Let's play London, I guess. Why not? Endgame is okay. I love endgames. Endgame should be quite playable for me. I mean, it's equal, but okay. It's equal, nothing special. I already played in Grand Swiss. Ah, I didn't know that. So this tournament has painful memories for him, huh? I see. Alright, good play. Reasonable play. Now what's this? Okay, makes sense. Okay, we're slowly edging towards minuscule advantage for white. Minuscule advantage for white. It's nice square. Can make it work. Big question, can we make this work? I don't know. D6. Looks correct. Let's get something going. Let's get something going. Boom. 96, 96, 5. now is there, yeah. My rook is there. Doing nasty things. Maybe it's doing nasty things. It should be. Okay, I made a mistake. Yeah, he survived this. Yeah. He survived this. He survived this. Okay. All right. How many people we have? Oh, we have quite a few people playing. Thanks for coming, gentlemen and ladies, if there are any. Yeah, I gotta start playing the hippo, I guess, yeah. Yeah, it's important to have fun. Riba fish. Setting up the ribka, maybe. Then what are you doing? Rooks on the open files, standard. That is very standard. The big question is like, how are we going to deal with his center? We can probably play this. Now we get nice square. Get this square wave first. Now we have the nice diagonal. Alright, so luckily for us, this guy does not actually use the stockfish. Luckily for us, Um, Centralization. I could have taken this pawn, but okay. Blind is the bet. Okay, let's bring this knight here, so we can support our center. Central management. Okay, he wants to give us 3 pawns, we'll take them. Oof. Thank you. Thank you for everything, your generosity. It's 96 or something. Completely winning. Completely winning, but I'm freezing. That's complete win. Sometimes the hardest thing to do in chess is to win a winning position. We all know that, yeah? I know you guys are familiar with that term. Probably the simplest. Key knight. I mean, anything wins rook c4 is also winning, obviously. Having too much fun here. Having way too much fun. Struggling to win both positions. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand. Not an easy thing to do. Close the bishop. Push the pawn. Develop the bishop. Not here, but here. I can close this guy. If we manage to close this bishop, then black is probably better. Probably. annoying queen. But okay, hopefully we can get rid of this. Hopefully we can get rid of this queen. For that queen trade, always go to the endgame. I mean, the endgame here is probably not an advantage for me, but for me it's easy to play the equal endgame than this complicated middle game. Hence the choice. Okay, go back. I'm not sure what this knight is doing here. Anyway, bishop takes pretty much, and hit the pawn immediately. We need to fix this thing here, probably actually rook d6, although I prefer knight here, yeah. So probably should be the knight then. Yeah, once we manage to blockade with the knight, black is certainly better. Is almost certainly better. Illusion of an attack. That attack is not going anywhere. In fact, you're giving my king some solid steps. How to improve my position later. Free pawns. It's always a good idea. Let's see, what can he possibly think about here? Actually, 93 is playable, yeah. 93 is playable. Giving me more pawns. Fine, I'll take them. Attack, protect. Easy chess. If you attack, I protect. Okay, my god, that interview with Livitor came out in the summer, man. Or like, I don't know when. No, actually it came like way back, yeah. Don't even know when it was, like at least a half a year ago. can play this. I can stop your e5. The bishop shouldn't actually be here, but okay. In the Dutch defense, the bishop should not be there. That is true. True that. Gotta do something about my development. A lot of pawn movements in this game. But you're giving me stuff. I'll take it. Actually, I don't want to take this bishop. I want to keep the pressure. I don't want to open the file. I prefer to keep the square intact and this line closed. This is closed for business. Yeah, normally at this level people just, they like to attack something and then they have very little idea where the pieces are going. So it's kind of easy to play. So try to remember the principles of chess. Okay. Those are there for a reason. Which means centralization, control of the center, development, logical developments. I see, that's the reason why you joined my channel, yeah? You're waiting for me to cry cheater! Cheaters! No. I guess not today. Wonderman, thank you for the raid. Thank you very much. I have extra piece, but I have huge problems realizing it, yeah? My technique sucks. Let's put it this way. Fine, let's protect the bishop so I can finally move my queen somewhere. Anywhere but here. This is like the most ridiculous spot for the queen ever. That's a lot of follows. Thank you for the raid, gentlemen. Yeah, fine. Let's protect this knight. In true fashion. Now he can't get rid of this knight so easily, yeah? And we protect him still. With all our pawns, hearts and souls. Move away from the spin. You guys know how I hate pins. Doesn't matter, I have extra piece or not, I still follow some principles. If you want to trade, I'm very happy about that. Let's trade. See, bishops have diagonals. Knight is in the center, protected by the pawns. What else can you wish for? What else can you possibly wish for? All right, we're moving up. Thanks for coming, people. You can join the tournaments. The link to join my club is at the top of the chat. It's free to join for everybody. Once you join the club, the link to this tournament will be in the tournaments link, and you can just join, okay? All right. Well, then pick something easier. If it is too difficult for you, pick something easier. My God, a lot of pawn movements here. And then we close the position. Close the position so we can start. Oh my God, it gives me absolutely everything. This, anything, some 94 stuff. Okay, you can actually castle here if you want to later. Right now, you know, I'm looking for pawns more than the pieces. Whoa. Fine. Okay, let's more developments. Maybe I want to take this pawn with a knight, yeah? Why not? Also, this knight can go here. See how this underdeveloped knight goes into the center, okay? You can take the pawn, but why take it if you can improve your position even more? Alright, this is probably critical moments. Let's take it with the bishop. We actually have an attack now. We have possibly an attack. Kick this bishop first. Trade this bishop. And now it's easy win because this is lone pawn and we have all the pieces hitting everything. Alright. So there is no such thing as outdated analysis. If it forces you to analyze and find improvements, consider it as the practice material. The great predecessor by Garry Kasparov is a legendary book. I modeled my own book after this one. So again, if the books are too difficult for you, treat them as the practice material. Do step by step, slowly. I'll be fine. Okay. White's playing very reasonable chess. I'm playing also very reasonable chess. Fan-chattering pair of bishops. Castles, because he was ready for a 5. And then I can play d5, yeah, because this is threat. This is actual threat at some point. 94 playable. Yeah, you can play d4, but I like this idea. Maybe not that great, but it's interesting. That's why I play it. To stop this e5. Now the bishop is connected. This pawn is good. Knight on d1 was probably not the best move you could come up with. Probably not the best move for you. This bishop and this knight, you have to solve the problem now. How do you solve it? I don't know. Each move should serve a purpose, ideally. Ideally, each move should serve some purpose. Offer the queen trades. Okay, don't like the trades, then I need to improve my knight. Potentially here, protecting the pawn. Potentially now I have the square, yeah. Rook's in the center. Okay. Because that's where they belong. This guy does not respect rooks at all. Dude, rooks are very important. Very, very important pieces. Alright guys, again, feel free to join the club and play in these events. Our goal is to move up slowly so you can get stronger opponents. This tournament is weekly, maybe actually 2 times a week, but if we move up to the first league here, you're going to play some strong opponents, okay? Okay. Weird knights. I just like superior pawn structure. Okay. Let's go. Attack! Because of this bishop. This bishop is very strong. Strong. This knight is kind of terrible, but okay. It serves its purpose. So black now has a dilemma. And we're just going for this, yeah. Could have played bishop g2, but I'm not sure where this bishop should be yet. This knight is extremely silly. But it's a blitz game, so anything works. Anything works. I thought she must play knight e4, to be honest. That was my understanding. I mean, black is still okay, but things are kind of complicated. But now you see, I paralyzed this knight, yeah? And also I have access to these squares. So I can play like this. If I can get a hold of the square, then white is pretty much in a driver's seat. Yeah. Rook no squares, knight no squares, king is terrible. Black is strategically probably lost. I mean, I probably should have taken the knight, yeah. Makes a lot more sense. I'm playing like a coffee house player now. Going for simple things, but simple things don't mean they're best. Okay. Pinning for winning. Do you still pinned? Yeah. Still kind of pinned. King of 2. Looks okay. Could have taken the pawn, but okay. Yeah, the only problem is I don't see a mate. Where is the mate? There should be a mate somewhere. Should be a mate somewhere. Yeah, queen has moves only along this file. The knight protects this check. Kinda important. Kinda important. A mate in one thread. Okay, interesting. I give you mate first. All right. How's our team doing? Okay, some people played some games, good. Some people left. All right, still a little bit more of the hippo madness. Hippo madness. I can probably play this. Yeah, you got that. That's true. This is kind of chicken move. Should have played bishop g3, I think. Okay, let's continue development then. possible. Why not? Okay, you can trade my bishop. It's fine. That is absolutely fine. My God. Where is that going? That's why I played knight a5. Is it good? I don't know. But now this knight is definitely good. Yeah. This knight is definitely a good knight. But question is, can we keep him? Can we keep him? Oh my God, he gives me absolutely everything. Wait, what? Where's he going next? Where is he going next? Alrighty. Yeah. Has to do something. Take everything. King looks pretty safe here actually, but you need to protect this pawn. That's why I play this move. So how do you win this? Trade material, yeah, pretty much. How else can you win? How else can you win the endgame? Start trading stuff. And improve pieces. Can take this bishop. No, this bishop is pretty lousy. Some f5. Has to take with the king. And this. Protect. Knight comes here, and it's pretty much game over. Pretty much game over. My God, look at how many teams are at 72, 74 points. Every single game matters, guys. Come on. Join the team. Start playing for our pawn grabber team. Let's go. Benko is actually not a bad choice. It's very complicated, aggressive opening. I would say it's not bad. Okay. So now we have the question with this knight, yeah? So maybe I have to play this then. Try to cement the dominance of my knight. For a second I thought I blundered there. That only lasted for a second though. That feeling lasted only for a second. Good. Maybe actually I can do this, yeah. Maybe I can do this. So how do we play this position? Slowly. We play it slowly. Hoping for a mistake somewhere here or there. But this guy is pretty good for 12. Actually, he blundered, yeah. I was about to say he's pretty good, and then he blundered. He's kind of very passive the whole game though. That certainly helps. Certainly helps. Because at some point you have to kind of like meet your opponents on the battlefield. Hippo is very good against people who only study opening and don't play much the rest of the game. Because you force them out of the book immediately. Very interesting. Okay, reserve judgment whether to castle here or here. I don't know yet. Let's see how this game goes. Advance a little bit here. This is pretty standard anyway. So we're waiting for the right moment to make a push. Specialty for good idea or not. Knight b3 looks logical. Get control of some squares. Good position, but how to play? How to play it? I think it's time to castle. And then I'm gonna just go and smash him here. And smash him there. Maybe. I don't know who will be doing the smashing though. Maybe it's him who will be doing the smashing, yeah. Who will be doing the smashing thing? F6 is potentially coming, so let's play this maybe. Trying to stop this thing. Because this knight is kind of bad. Okay, but now we just open, yeah. Open the files. Towards this kingo. Prevents b5. B6 maybe is coming also, yeah. I don't know, let's see. I don't believe you can prevent b5. I do not believe you could prevent it. I mean, we'll see, yeah. Well, then definitely it's this. And he's defending really well for 1900 now. Really good defense for a 1900 player. Okay, let's see if we can play like this. My god, he's playing perfect chess, pretty much, yeah. think this guy's playing like a genius. Hey, the great Danton, what's up? Hey guys, come play for the team, man. We're getting behind these guys. They like, we can still overtake them though. We can still overtake them. Then you give a check. Probably this. Probably this. Tricky position. B4, wow. Super aggressive. But I like it. I like it. Alright, let's play this. This looks reasonable. I mean, if you won't take the pawn, but you give me this killer bishop now, yeah. So I'm very happy. I am happy. Let's open this bishop. G5 is probably a little bit better, but okay. Actually, bishop f2 is kind of a very strange move. Could have played this immediately, yeah. Alright, okay, but that move is not going anywhere. That's correct. I didn't have my choice here. a5, not necessary. Could play rook f8 immediately. So, the point of the hippo is transpose the game into the middle game and then play fast and confident and win. But we need our team to move up. Come on, guys. Only 36 minutes left. Let's go. Let's go. My God, I'm playing this person like for the third or fourth time today. Where should the knight go? Good question. This knight looks absolutely weird here. But maybe it's not a bad location. It's not so bad. Rombo! Give me a rombo. Give me a rombo pawn structure. A rombo bombo. Whoa. Yeah, you don't see that every day, yeah? That's a rombo bombo. This pawn is kind of weak. But double pawns, yeah. Double pawns, man. A big question, of course, is okay, so I got it, and now what? Yeah? Now what? I got this rombo bombo. Now what? No idea. No idea. This does not look correct, though. This does not look correct. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I'm trying to see if this idea works. Actually, I should have played this, yeah? I should have played that. I was trying to make tactics work, but it doesn't quite work. Fine, let's see it. Curious. Probably doesn't work. But it's fun. Let's see. Black's certainly fine. Black is certainly fine here. Knight c5. That I did not expect. Rombo Bombo. You offer me a draw? No. No draw. Just no draw. There is no draw in this position. Somebody is gonna do something here. It was a nice try though, for sure. It was a nice try. Okay. What are your next moves, yeah? Fine, let's see if I'm correct or not. Probably I'm not correct. Very likely I'm incorrect. Yeah, probably this shouldn't work. But okay, I wanted to see it. So let's see it. It looks like it's definitely not correct. But it's interesting. Yeah, I play here, knight f2. No, I don't want to trade. It's nothing personal. I just don't want to trade. It's kind of a pawn, yeah. It's kind of a pawn. The rook endgame. The notorious rook endgame is here. Thank God we have h-pawn. The h-pawn things are different. With the h-pawn it's winning, yeah, because the rook is coming here. So black is lost. Okay. That's the rook endgame for you. Whole point of e4 to play king e5 with counterplay. Yeah, that's exactly what she should have played. But then I played something, yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I have b5 pawn coming. She has e pawn coming. A lot of pawns are going somewhere. And we don't know who's gonna queen, yeah? Somebody plays b3 against me. Pretty nice. Now it's my turn to play this position. My turn. And I'm gonna play like this. Not c6, but c5. But then I have this move, yeah, because you don't have this b4. So you gotta be a little bit careful with your pawn structures. Gotta be a tad careful with your pawn structures. Well, this pawn is double, but it supports the center, so it serves a function. Okay, it's kind of important. Kinda important. So now the big question arises, like, what is this? Yeah. This kind of opens my bishop. I'm very happy about that, that's for sure. I can only be happy about this move. Okay, so I can also now play this. But maybe there is no rush, but okay, maybe I want to play c4, yeah. So I should play c4 first. That makes sense. Because if he plays c4, he cements this thing and my bishop becomes bad. So now we have very nice pawn formation that kills this bishop. It's also pass protected pawn. And the only question is how much better am I here? Normally I should trade the bishop. Because it's still kind of king's bishop. Which means kind of important. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe bishop h7 was better. I don't know. Okay, knight c5 first. Why not? If we get a chance to put the knight here, then we should take it. Okay. Advantage black for sure. Not only nice pawn formation, but also this allows knight d3. More importantly, it allows knight b3. But knight b3 is not that much, yeah. So e8. Pretty strange position though. Where will the knight go? I think this is correct. Trying to open the king a little bit. Should be correct. Make sure the bishop doesn't move. Let's protect the pawn. Knight actually is quite fine here. Protects the king. And we don't want to trade, do we? Do we want to trade or not? Rook gets active. Yeah, he actually managed to trade the queens. That's a good achievement for him. Not simple, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that bishop was very strong. I'm not discussing this. This is chess channel. If you want to discuss something else, go to another channel, please. It's your only warning. That being said, I don't like any violence at all. So, cannot condone that, obviously. He should have been without rook, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's very, I mean, he defended pretty well that position. I had problems converting. The point of these moves is to stop the pawn breaks. But now with the pair of bishops, clear advantage for white, obviously. Pretty clear advantage for whites. Yeah, and I knew he's gonna play this. I knew he was going to play this. I would like to keep my bishop alive. So I'll play this ridiculous looking move. D4 and E4 was actually very interesting. E5 looks pretty good, but C4 is fine. So the big question is, right, let's grab this. Actually, E5 was winning the piece, but okay. It's winning the piece. Again, let's go to the endgame, yeah. Endgame is where white's advantage is at. Pair of bishops. Also, indirect protection of this pawn because of the spin now. Alright, he wants to give me this pawn too, I'll take it. This is passed pawn, very strong. Rook has nowhere to go. That's the end of the rook. Make sure he doesn't have this. Now this pawn is forever. Okay. Wow. Okay. People, we need more people playing. Hey, Pavel is here, Tyrnmao is here. Hey guys. Arsenal, thank you for playing. So after this tournament, I will check the games for my subs. They get to pick a game they want me to look at, and I'll go over it. So that gives you a little bit more incentive to subscribe. Yeah. The good thing about this is that Hippo is forever. You can play it regardless of how your opponent plays. Although sometimes you have to watch out for this idea, yeah. So that's probably the only time where you have to play this move. Pretty much the only time where you play that. And then it's time to immediately challenge the center here. Challenge the center without, you know, losing your mobility or pieces, yeah? Not so simple. I don't like this move, but okay, let's play it. I don't like this move. Ideally, knight should be here. Ideally, that knight should be there. So that's the reason for knight a6. I wanted to challenge the center. I don't think it's gonna work, but okay, it's interesting to see. E6 I don't think is correct, but okay. Looks good. Looks correct. Probably here. I don't have a lot of moves. Some moves here. Okay. Yeah, obviously Blanc is in trouble. Yeah, this is one of those systems which is pretty dangerous for Black. This is one of those systems which is pretty dangerous for Black, yeah. Well, there should be an opening, yeah. Otherwise, Heap would be played by everybody. Should be a line that should give Black problems. That's perfectly understandable. I need to protect this thing. Try to get rid of this guy here. So annoying. This is not this guy is playing, this is the engine playing, okay? White is playing with the engine, obviously. Unfortunately. Because this is not how untitled players play. I think we'll understand that. In fact, it will be reports. This is first blatant cheating. Absolutely blatant cheating. Okay. Now with that being said, how I'm gonna play, I don't know, something. Good thing is he doesn't use a lot of time to make moves. That was the hardest game by far, which is why I reported him. Nimzo. We're going for the Nimzo. E5 is actually correct. 5 actually is correct. This is another very suspicious gentleman, obviously. Another suspicious gentleman. Probably should have taken it. Probably should have taken it. Alright, we need to do the king safety check. Need to do the king safety check. Fine. I'll take the pawn. Give me more. Damn it. Mistake. Should not have allowed my king to run. Should not have allowed my king to run. Now I'm winning. Maybe. Maybe not actually. Maybe I'm not winning. Oh, you don't have a lot of moves. You do not have a lot of moves, man. And here too. Not that many moves to play. So why are you thinking? Why are you thinking? Grab the pawn, save the king. Winning advantage for white, obviously. Need to put king safe somewhere. Can start with here. The king, guys, by the way, king should be like here. Okay, you see it, yeah? Pretty much. King here is most safe with the knight here. King, knight here. It's very, very safe king. So that's what we're gonna do. Demonstration. This pawn first. Yeah, see, he is blundering like, okay, everything. Much worse playing here than previously. Huge difference. King's Indian 4-pawn attack, yes, that's okay. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the first place, but we played a lot of games. So, guys, Arsenal, Pavel, subscribers, if you have any games you want me to look at, I can take a look, okay? So let me know. All right. Arsenal, you here? Are you playing maybe? Is he playing? I don't think he's playing. Okay. Yeah, you can send the link, yeah, sure. Alrighty, what that was, that sounds familiar. That music. Oh, that was a tip. Oh, thank you so much for the $5, Mr. Sergio Chion. Second win? Okay, let's see it. So you're playing whites. Alright, let's flip the board. No, you're playing white. Okay, that's correct. Oh my god, my brain. Alright, c5 here. d4, very good. You're playing knight d5, okay. Very solid system for white. AB3i, thank you for subscribing, man. 41 months. Let's go. Thank you. Yeah, 95. I think actually 95 is probably the most challenging system against Black Sveshnikov, by the way, because other lines, like, they have absolutely nothing. The only thing is here, instead of c4, I think Fabi was playing something like a4, and there was some weird stuff like queen here, knight here, and then all sorts of weird things. So if you want to play this, I would recommend you to look up some Fabi games, Fabiano Caruana's games. This line after c4, black is fine. I mean, it is playable, obviously, yeah, but f4 it does not look correct. No, it's logical, but yeah. The reason it's not correct because it's like very easy for black now to push stuff here. Bishop here is correct. Okay. Playable, but ef4 is not bad. Okay, but b6 stops c5, but you play b4, yeah, obviously. And this does not seem correct because now your knight gets the square and hits this pawn, and then from here it can go also here, yeah, in case of black takes, which he must. If black wants to do something, he needs to take here and starts pushing stuff. This move is in the wrong direction, although it does open the file for the rook. Yeah, there is also always some pluses and minuses. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Bishop a6, yeah, prevents knight b5. Very interesting. Yeah, this is wrong. This bishop should never stay here. Never be on b7. He needs to take control of the square. Also, the bishop here is absolutely dumb. So he had to take, and play knight e5, pretty much, yeah. And the idea is that g5 is coming. The strategy behind a4 is to provoke a5, and then you kind of put the bishop on b5, knight on c4, and then you play f4. So with the knight on c4, when you play f4, you're hitting all the squares, okay? And ideally, you want to go into the endgame, because the endgame here is good for white. Your pawn majority here. Black has a lot of weaknesses, especially this pawn. So that's the idea behind a4 in general. Okay, you want to trade the queens, put your pieces on nice squares, and that's it. Yeah, so this is probably critical line. I don't understand bishop d7, to be honest. But rook a2 is also reasonable. So let's see, g5 is probably the human move. And here you kind of need to play here instead of... You kind of want to leave the space open for the knight, but if you play this, then g4 is very fast. Yeah. And black is already threatening a lot of things. I mean, it's still playable, by the way. Yeah, knight c6. But you kind of need to analyze this. So this was the critical line for black. Instead, he plays here. Queen b3 is logical, but you kind of lose the tempo. Here you can immediately attack this pawn, and now black has a problem how to protect it. And queen usually goes to d2, yeah. Protect the second, protect the bishop, protect this bishop, hit this square. So if he takes 95, you can already play this. Right? Hit this pawn, you got the square, king h1, white is better, and you don't have the second file problems. Yeah, queen b3 is not bad though. You're threatening c5, yeah? Logical. Alright, take, knight e5, knight b5, good. Okay. But why not knight d4, man? Knight d4, yeah? Huge holes here. This bishop is also bad. Because after this, you allow him to trade that bad bishop. And you also pinned. Remember what I said? Pinning or winning? Do not let your opponent pin your pieces, okay? You should never allow the pin. So, knight d4, potentially you can pin him yourself. How does he protect this? I don't know. Queen d7, knight d6 looks good. Then you hit this guy, pretty much, yeah? And you also hit this guy, so black is screwed, pretty much. So that's how you win. Alright, because after c5, you have so many things here potentially can go wrong. Queen d7. He lost in one move, yeah? Yeah, okay, he blundered. You got lucky here. You got lucky here for a second, because any of the other moves, king h8, rook e8, knight moves, yeah, and then black is fine. Yeah, bishop e7 was fear of c5, but bishop on b7 never stops c5. And also this knight d4, knight e6, okay? That looks pretty strong. All right. Okay, so that was it. How was your conversion? I trust your conversion technique was good. You can just take the pawn. Why don't you take the pawn? Because now you kind of... You still win, easy win, yeah? Okay, still easy win for you. All right. Any other subscribers want me to quickly go over the game? If not, then I'm gonna take a break because I did the recap, I think today. Did I do the recap today? Not sure, maybe not. Arsenal, it's only one game, man. Sorry, buddy. Plus, I'm a bit tired. I had some studies here today, so a bit tired. All right, gentlemen. Today's what, Thursday? Right. Yeah, today's Thursday. Yesterday we had the classical chess simul. I was like wondering. Yeah. So the next time we'll see you guys will be on Sunday. Okay. Unless there is another team event. I forgot that, you know, we have weekly team event on Thursday, which is today, but there is also another day, and I couldn't remember when it was. It could be Saturday, okay? But on Saturday, there are a few things. So most likely on Sunday, and it will be Fisher Arena, because last time I did Fisher Simul, so it's gonna be Fisher Arena. All right, guys. See you. Good night.